Hello, everyone, and welcome to our second preview live stream ahead of the Arduino Days event that's happening next week on March 27th and 28th. If you're not familiar, go check out days.arduino.cc. We're doing three sort of mini live stream interviews with folks from the Arduino team. And today we have two wonderful guests. We have Andrea Richetta, Principal Product Evangelist at Arduino, as well as Leonardo Cavagnis, who is a developer advocate. Good morning. And also, I'm one of your hosts, Alex Glow. We also have David Groom, my multi-time collaborator. We also have another show called Dayglow that I'll tell you about later. But hooray! Welcome everyone. And David, would you like to kick us off with a couple of questions?
Sure. Well, I mean, Andrea, would you like to tell us a little bit about who you are and what you're excited about for Arduino Days?
Oh, wow. Yeah. First of all, thanks a lot for having us today. And Andrea Richetta, I'm Principal Product Evangelist at Arduino. So I take care of all, the activities for outreach people, growing community, and creating webcast tutorials. Those kind of things that keeps the people engaged about the magic of Arduino. And of course, following all the products that we are coming out, and that's a lot of stuff going on. And of course, next week, 27, 28 of March, we will have Arduino Days. So I'm really excited because Arduino Days, it's celebration of Arduino that it's around I don't know how many years, but a really long time. And yeah, basically it's a celebration. It's not a celebration only on our side. So we will have live streams, 2 days of live stream that I really encourage you to follow, because there will be a lot of different talks, demos, examples, and you will see live on YouTube and all the media streams. But it's also the celebration of the people around the world. And this is really important. This is what really cares to me and all Arduino, because we are crossing around 300 events, local events organized by people, enthusiasts, Arduino, first-time users or experienced user, with different topics, with hackathons, live Intel. There will be some shows, watch parties, so bring all together, bring some drink and food, and watch live together. So it will be really great. And this year, as I said, we crossed 304 actually, thanks. And it's really spread around the world. So it's really, really, really a pleasure, and I'm really thrilled to see all these communities really around the world that takes their time to organize this event, to spread our open source concepts, share the knowledge concept. So the main pillars of Arduino. So Arduino really at heart, and there will be different kind of people, different kind of Fab Labs, education websites that will organize these events. So I'm really, really, really excited to see. Afterwards, we will share hopefully some videos and pictures from around the world. So yeah, that's really amazing.
Alex, you didn't zoom in on Michigan there, but if you did, you would have seen All Hands Active. I'm actually giving a workshop on using the Arduino Nesso, and I used the discount that event organizers get to use to order a bunch of Nessos for our makerspace, and I'll be giving a workshop and giving away some Nessos to participants. So if you're in the Ann Arbor area, Michigan area, or if you want to fly in for it, that's fine too. But we'll be doing some Nesso stuff.
I want to show that on the map, but first I had it zoomed in on Torino, so I have to show that quickly before we go away, which is, isn't that sort of Arduino like Grand Central headquarters? Am I making that up?
No, that's true, yeah.
Yeah, that's correct.
But then if you're in the Michigan area, be sure to stop by Ann Arbor. Fun fact, I actually helped found this makerspace like years and years and years ago, and David and I never met there, but like now David is this like one of the major drivers there. It's so cool. Anyway, so we've got lots to talk about. I need to not get distracted. Leonardo, would you like to?
I was just going to say, speaking of Turin, Andrea and Leonardo, did I meet either of you? I feel like, Andrea, I met you at the Uno Q launch, right?
Right. Correct.
Leonardo, have we met in real life?
Also me. I was present. Yeah,
awesome. Yeah. It was a whirlwind. It was like a whirlwind day, and I lost my luggage, and I wore free Arduino swag that I managed to recover. So it was a bit of a crazy. I can't necessarily remember everyone and everything that happened, but awesome. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Now, one of the things I'd love to do is see more of the Arduino team in the future. Leonardo, would you like to tell us a little bit about what you do at Arduino?
Yeah. Hello, everyone. Ciao. Thanks for the invitation of this call. Okay, I'm an engineer. I'm a firmware engineer. I've been working in Arduino 3 years. Yeah, and I'm a part-time developer advocate in Arduino. So this is my third Arduino Days as an employee, and I think the 10th Arduino Days as a fan, so as a developer, as an Arduino enthusiast. So I'm super excited for the Arduino Days, and I prepare many demos for this Arduino Day. And in this webinar, I will show a spoiler about one of these demos.
Would you like to start by telling us a little bit about one or more of the development boards that you're using today? Because there's some really exciting new stuff. Like you folks in particular are especially equipped to tell us about the new hardware that's come out recently and what people can look forward to at the event, and then we can go into some of the hands-on demos. I'm not sure who would like to take that one.
Oh, okay. I can start, but one thing that Leo was talking is that he's in Arduino since 3 years. And my birthday in Arduino now marks something around 12 years that I'm in Arduino.
Wow.
So it came to my mind that it's a really, really long time. It's a great journey. And yeah, and that's news around Arduino's boards. Well, you know that we launched the Uno Q back in October 8th, because it's really a market date for everyone, and it was really great. And we are seeing a lot of traction. I am in the same team of Leo, so developer advocates, and we're seeing a lot of traction, and we are seeing a lot of projects. So the board is recently launched, so we are seeing a lot of different examples. Our Arduino Project Hub, that is our main hub for community examples, projects, and this is the first board that marks the Blink to Think, that motto that you just shown, because Blink to Think, just a quick explanation of what the Blink to Think means. So we started many years ago, 25 years ago, with the first Uno, and at that time it was the reason why Arduino Uno came out was because there was the need of connecting people and object. So it was born into a design education, and at the time, connecting things, sensors, was really, really difficult. So you had to know about hardware, you had to know about programming, you had to know about firmware. Leo knows a lot about this, but yeah, that was a challenge. And then all the founders came out with this great board. And by the way, I started my journey not being in Arduino by running Arduino nights. There was some sort of really local events with some few people, crazy people, playing with the resistors, playing with this new board that was really, really new at the time, right? So there was a first thing that you can program. Oh, wow, I can program a board. I can control the behavior. And it was crazy. So the people, when started the Blink, so the first, switching on and switching on LEDs was the hello world for programmers, right? And that was the blink, but the blink was the first step, was not, of course, the end, of the journey. And then fast forward, there was the IoT era where started with the connected things, and Arduino create a lot of different boards. But the nice thing is that we are not producing boards, but we are creating an ecosystem that is made of different software tools, everything you need for running your project, libraries. We have more than 8,000 libraries available into the Arduino IDE. So it's more than a board. It's more like an ecosystem. So where people can share, can learn, can do a lot of stuff. And then now we are in the think era, where with the UnoQ as a first step into this think era, we have now a real game changer because it connects two words. So, of course, the microcontroller, the embedded word, and then beside that, a great power horse microprocessor that lets really open new kind of different projects, adding AI. So that's why I think adding AI to your projects, connect. So think about having these two words that are connected together, and this is also the demo that Leo will show. So it will be great. So this is the journey, and it's not end here, but of course this is a new beginning, because we recently, by the way, launched the new VentunoQ. That is another step, But I let Leonardo also talk about a little bit,
Yeah, I share my screen. Okay.
Oh, cool. Yeah, let me take mine off of here.
Okay.
We got you.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry.
Just I wanna add some details about what Andrea has already explained about the new era of the Arduino board. So the UnoQ. So the most important thing of the UnoQ, but also of the VentunoQ, is the dual brain. So it's the dual brain concept. What does it mean, dual brain? Means that we have processor and microcontroller. So we come from microcontroller and we arrive at a processor. So we have on the same board two different systems, but that interact. So we have a processor from Qualcomm, also in the UnoQ and in the VentunoQ, and a microcontroller from STM32. But the most interesting thing is the Arduino UnoQ, but also the VentunoQ is completely compatible with others. So with others. So if you have if you have a shield, so you can add any shield you want on the Arduino UnoQ, but also on the VentunoQ. You can add modulino, because Arduino is the Arduino family of sensor and actuators. In the VentunoQ and also in the UnoQ, you have high-speed connector on the bottom part of the board, in which you can connect carrier to expand the features of the processor and the microcontroller. So I can show some about the VentunoQ. So the VentunoQ is so the motto, the claim of the VentunoQ is where AI takes action. So why? Because there is a powerful processor, so an IQ8 Qualcomm processor that can run up to 40 tops, 30 tops, tera operation per second. So in this board we have 16 GB of RAM and 16 GB of onboard memory. So you don't need to add external memory. VentunoQ and UnoQ are compatible with our new IDE, so the Arduino App Lab. So what is Arduino App Lab? So it's the third version of the IDE. So it's a all-in-one environment in which you can program processor and microcontroller in the same time. But inside the Arduino App Lab, you can find many ready-to-use examples, like, for example, VLM, Visual Language Model, LLM. So yes, you can run an LLM on a VentunoQ. So you don't need to have knowledge about what is an LLM and how to build it. So if you install Arduino App Lab, you will find many ready-to-use examples. So, like for example, an LLM example in which you can select the LLM you want, and you will run a local LLM on your Arduino. So it's incredible. So run an LLM on an Arduino board. Another nice nice thing about the new Arduino Uno Q and 21Q is that they are computers, so they are SBC, single board computer, and then you can use this board as a typical experience with a PC connected through a USB to the board, and then you can program the board, or you can use the Arduino board as a standalone computer. So you can connect a USB hub. With the Uno Q, you need the USB hub because you have only the USB Type-C. In the 21Q, you don't need a USB hub because you have two USB ports and HDMI port on the board, and then you can connect directly a monitor display. You can connect a display, a mouse, a keyboard, and then you can use the 21Q as a computer. In the 21Q, yeah, you can do the same. You can do the same, but you need a USB and a USB hub, and then with the USB hub, you can connect any USB device you want.
Wow.
That's it.
I didn't realize the new board didn't need the dongle anymore. That's fantastic.
No, need the dongle because you have two USB ports, one Ethernet port, one HDMI port, one USB Type-C port, and physical CAN bus on board.
Wow.
So it's compatible with the shields, with modulino, with carrier. So it's super expandable.
Incredible.
Nice. And you've had the CAN bus on, even the Uno R4, I think, had that as well, but like taking it to a whole new level where you can almost turn it into a computer.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Wow.
Okay.
I feel like in my time in the hardware sphere, I've spent a lot of time explaining to people what the difference was between like an Arduino and a single board computer like a Raspberry Pi. And that was like one of the constant questions that kept coming up. And now I can no longer do that because Arduino is making computers and Raspberry Pi is making microcontrollers. And like, what is the world? It's great.
Not just explaining, but in terms of like when you're thinking about what to use for a project, you're like, do I want a single board computer with the overhead of Linux and stuff like that? Or do I want the real-time control of a microcontroller? But with the Q, you get both. And I know it's been mentioned, but I think it's really important to understand the bridge and the bricks really is what makes this different, because you could hook an Arduino or other microcontroller up to another single board computer, and then what are you going to do? You've got to deal with the serial or I2C or SPI or whatever you're doing. That's your problem. But with the bricks, you don't really even have to think about how it's working. You just know, I want something to show up on the LEDs. Cool. Show some stuff on the LEDs, please. And the matrix has a smiley face on it.
Yeah, speaking of which, I know Leonardo has something cool to show us.
Yeah. Do you want to see now or later?
Yeah.
If you're ready.
Let's see it if you're ready. Yeah.
I can show a spoiler about a project that I will present during the Arduino Day. Okay, I will share again my screen. Okay.
I'm ready. Here we go.
Yeah. Okay, so this is the Uno Q greeting Uno Q demo. So what is Uno Q greeting demo? So it's a Arduino Uno Q that greet you with a 3D hand and a motor when you detect your face. So this is an Arduino Uno Q with a USB hub and a USB camera connected and a servo motor connected to the microcontroller. So this is what is under the hood. So an Arduino Uno Q, a power supply that supplies the USB hub, a normal USB camera, and then you have a servo motor and a 3D printed end. So the most important thing about this demo is to show how the architecture of how microcontroller and processor interact in this demo. So in this demo, you have both microcontroller and processor involved. the microcontroller takes the responsibility to control the hard real-time part. Okay, what is the hard real-time part? So the low-level part. So the microcontroller controls directly the hardware. So sensor, actuator. Okay, in this demo, the microcontroller controls the servo motor. Instead, while the processor manages the image classification and the web UI. Okay, what is image classification? So it's a model, it's an AI model that recognizes object inside an image. The image come from the live camera input stream. The AI model has been developed using Edge Impulse. So it's a software. It's a tool. It's a software compatible with the Arduino App Lab, in which you can create easily. AI model, image classification model. And in this demo, in the processor, there are two tasks. Okay, the image classification. So the live camera input stream from the USB, and also a web UI. So the web UI show in real time what the camera see. So in the web dashboard, you can select, you can move the confidence threshold, and then you can see the feedback and the last 5 detection. As I explained before, the image classification tool is an Edge Impulse model, so it's a platform for develop, train, deploy machine learning model, AI model on edge device without any knowledge about machine learning. So it's a super easy tool in which you can drag and drop image and then say to the tool, hey, try to recognize this image, this object inside an image. Okay. As David has already explained, there are bricks. What are bricks? Bricks are ready to use software component. So using these bricks, you can easily deploy, you can easily develop an Arduino App Lab application with few line of code. So, and I can show you that this example is composed by few line of code of Python and few line of code of Arduino Sketch. Okay, I'm not sure, but I want to show you how the demo works. So the demo, so the camera stream in real time the image to the Arduino Q, and then when the Arduino Q detect a face inside the camera, so inside the image, send a command through the bridge to the microcontroller to activate the motor, and the motor start to wave the hand. This is a very simple image, simple video. When the Arduino Q detect my face, the hand wave. Let's see. This is a very short spoiler. I don't want to say more. You will see all the complete video about the demo during the Arduino Days event.
Do you know if it's on Friday or Saturday, that one?
I don't know. I don't remember. If it's Friday or Saturday. I need to check.
Well, it's worth mentioning for everyone that if you scroll down to the description, you will see the links for both days, day 1 and day 2, as well as the main page for Arduino Days and David's blog post on the Hackster.io site about it, plus a few other useful links. So right now we've been talking about the 21Q and also the Uno Q. So we have a question from, let me find it, from Simple Electronics, who is asking about pricing. So, whoops, there we go. If we look at the site, there is pricing for the Uno Q, both 2 gigabytes and 4 gigabytes, depending on your country. Of course, you can select that in the bottom left, and it'll tell you the pricing for your country. For the 21, I think that you are still in a sort of announcement phase. There's a sign up for updates link here, which you can go and sign up for. But Arduino folks, are you able to say anything about the pricing for the 21Q right now?
No, it's the only thing we can say is that sign up and we will get as soon as we will release. And by the way, ciao, Simple Electronics. It's really nice to see you back. Yeah, that will be announced when the product will be available. So awesome. Yeah, and, but it will be super great.
Awesome. And there's more going on in the comments. We've got a few different platforms that we're streaming to, including both David's and my YouTube. So we've got Julian over on David's YouTube, who's in the comments. Julian is going to be our Monday guest, our final of these 3 little mini previews. And so really cool to see you in the comments there, as well as a couple of my friends too. Wonderful. Let's see. So there's all kinds of stuff going on the Arduino blog. For example, you mentioned working with Edge Impulse. Folks, you can check that out. Did you want to say something
Yeah,
about that?
this is a quite interesting feature that we have introduced from the latest version 0.50, that basically it really makes this AI experience really close to the user, meaning that we have combined the App Lab and Edge Impulse Studio. So basically, you can sign on your Arduino account, and then you will be synced up with your Edge Impulse, so you can really create new AI models. You can change your existing one. And the nice thing is that you don't have at the end, so you will do the same usual training and test, and then when there will be the deployment phase, you will find your brand new AI model right into your App Lab, ready to be used. So this is a great feature, because you know that everyone talks about AI, right? So especially into the embedded and so on. But yeah, giving this tool, as I was saying, the ecosystem. So thinking about Arduino not only as a board, but the full ecosystem. This App Lab really came in when you need to democratize really the access to this kind of technology. So combining AIs at the edge and provide this full set of tools. This is the real game changer. And this is really interesting. So I tested out really with the standard RC. So before the launch of this version, it was really amazing how it's easy. So it's really straightforward. You don't need to know a lot about AI. You can just play around, understand how it works, improve, and then without going here and there, copy file here and there. So really focused on what you want to do, what you like to do. So this is a super exciting feature.
Yeah, and there's a couple of cool links to look at as well. So right now there's a contest going on with Arduino and Qualcomm and Edge Impulse, which I think is open for hardware applications until April 5th. So there's still a couple of weeks left on that. Folks can apply for, I think it's free hardware, or is it a discount? Either way, you can get some cool hardware from Arduino and get started with the UnoQ and App Lab. David also pulled up this link. Would you like to say some stuff about that?
Sure. So this is actually a blog post that I did for Arduino about making hardware more accessible using some of the advanced functionality of the UnoQ. It's a spoiler, a little bit of what I recorded a video the other day with Stefano about for Arduino Days. But if you check back for the live stream there, you can learn more about kind of what the goal of this project was. Which was basically making electronics more accessible to non-technical people using some of these tools that are described on the blog.
And personally, I'm someone who doesn't work a lot with generative AI, but I do really enjoy Edge Impulse's tools. I was just showing them I have this like swag bottle from it that I wasn't going to show, but now we're talking about it, where it's some really handy analysis tools where you can generate your own small models and run them offline with low power on tiny little microcontrollers and stuff, which I think is what really excites me about these tools, is just the ability to run these things offline in a private and low power fashion, but being able to take advantage of the new neural networks and stuff. So they've been around for Edge Impulse has been around for while now, but anyway, they're always coming out with new stuff. It's kind of incredible. Yeah, let's see. I'm gonna see if we got any more questions, but feel free to take the reins.
Sure. I just wondered if there's anything else that the rest of you are excited about for Arduino Days. I know you share some of your own things that are going to be featured, like your project Leo, but is there anything else, any other projects or things that you can share that you're excited about?
Okay, I can share another project, another spoiler. How many spoilers do you want?
Well, we got
All
2 so far. We got a spoiler
spoilers.
of mine and a spoiler of yours. Let's get 3 spoilers. Should hit the spot.
Okay, this is another demo, yeah, that we have already shown during the Uno 2 launch, but also in Embedded World and in other conferences. So it's a local weather station. So with the Arduino Uno 2, you can build a fully autonomous weather station. So you don't need internet connection, so you can store locally all the information. So you can have your web server and your database in your Arduino Uno 2. So and you can have a dashboard, database, sensor data, all in the Uno 2. So no need to cloud, no need external server. So you have a full control of your data. So this is the weather station demo in which you have the Uno 2, a USB hub, obviously, connected with a small display and few sensor, air quality sensor, pressure, temperature, raindrop. So you have many sensors connected to the microcontroller part. So this is the schematic. So and this is what's in the wood. So you have a USB hub connected to the Arduino 2 with the onboard display. So this is the web dashboard. So it's a web dashboard totally developed using the Arduino App Lab. So you don't need any web development experience. So you can build this demo using the web UI brick. So this is the software. So how the software architecture works. So with the microcontroller, the Arduino 2 with the microcontroller read environmental sensor, and forward send this sensor data to the processor. The processor store sensor data on a local database. So and then the web UI, the web dashboard, read data from the database and display this data on the web dashboard. All these applications is developed using bricks. So I've used the database storage brick to store in data, and the web UI brick to create the web dashboard. Okay, so this is the project hub, project. So if you are interested to create your local weather station, you can visit the Arduino Project Hub website, and then you can search for Arduino 2 local weather station, and then you will find the full tutorial. So how to create your local weather station with few line of code with App Lab and bricks. That's it. No more spoiler now.
I just remember we got some spoilers from. Sorry, Alex, go ahead.
No, you go.
I was just gonna say we got some spoilers from Giovanni on Monday too. So I don't know how. I think we must be up to like half a dozen spoilers at this point. But I just wanted to say again, like I just wanted to kind of convey the power of the bricks, because if you think about how you might have done a project like this in the past, you'd have said, okay, I want to do a web component, so I'm going to need a web server. Maybe I'll write something in Node or make a API in Flask or something, so the microcontroller could send it data and then have some kind of visualization. You don't have to worry about any of that. You just say, I want a web server brick, and it just happens. I want a database brick, and it's all just connected. You don't even have to care about how the data is getting between the two things, really. It's really impressive and really lets you do some things that would have been so intricate and, again, not accessible until this bridge and brick concept came with the Q.
Sounds like Scratch for grown-ups, like a drag and drop block programming, but for like people who have some experience. Or wow, that sounds really useful for me, actually. I'm like, I love hardware, but I'm really bad at software, and I can never keep straight like what my environment is doing and stuff. So anything that you can do to make that easier is always welcome. I got a couple more questions for you folks. On the topic of spoilers, not telling us what they are, but is there anything we should be looking out for in terms of like hardware or software announcements? Should we be having our ears open, or is it going to be mostly like demos and workshops and things?
There will be something interesting, both on software and the hardware side. But of
Ooh.
course, I really cannot spoil anything else. So
that's all I wanted to know.
It's just a spoiler about spoilers. It's not an actual spoiler. It's just a meta
Exactly.
spoiler.
It's an inception of a spoiler.
Spoilerception.
Let's go deeper, always. Okay, and then my other question was, can people still add events? Like, is there some kind of like deadline around this? Because there's so many like global things going on. Like you mentioned, we've got 304 different events, but there is still this form open. So should people be using this form? Do you expect to have any more people added? Can people add events, etc.? Obviously, people can run like their own. You know, you're not going to stop people. Send the Arduino tag team out to to stop people from running unlicensed Arduino events. But you know, I assume this team exists. I don't know, but anyway, yeah.
Well, yeah. No, basically, we thought that we had some, cutoff date, but at the end, we thought that it was great to have also last-minute organizer that wants to, run and give the right exposure, and so that's why we keep it open, and we are still, seeing new events coming in, and so yeah, that's why it's still open, because we really want to, embrace everyone that wants to create this event. So that's really our DNA. So that's will be amazing.
I have a feeling Julian is trolling you here. Very controversial.
Please block Julian on YouTube.
Yeah, please.
I'm gonna star this one. I'm starring this one in the comments. I don't know what that does.
Pineapple pizza is a crime.
Julian, here's the thing though. Julian's going to be on here on Monday, and he's going to get the last word. So you need to be careful, because he can say whatever he wants on Monday.
But we will be in the comments, right?
Oh, yeah. You gotta
Turn about his fair play.
Julian is in your comments, David. Just so we know who's got the blame here.
Well, I actually DM'd him and said, "Are you watching?" Like I got him in here. He's like, "I'm in a meeting." I'm like, "Who cares? Get in here."
There you go, folks. It's David's fault. All right. So I've kind of gone through all my questions, but we still have some time if y'all want to dig into anything that we didn't bring up or whatever. So there's so much to go on to look forward to with the event itself, which everyone, again, that's March 27th and 28th, and you can find it at days.arduino.cc. Oh yeah, there's a thank you, Simple Electronics. I have the classiest of commenters. It's because I've got both tea and water over here, next time I'll have some white
water.
wine.
What are you talking about?
Okay, well, next time I'll bring some wine, and then we'll see who's the classiest. But for the record, I'm winning. Anyway, so one thing that we didn't mention yet is that there is this up to 25% off discount on the Arduino store currently. And David, you mentioned the Arduino Nessa, which is up on one of my tabs here. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Here we go. So you got this with a discount for running an Arduino event, it sounds like. And there's also this exclusive deals for the global community going on, which you can go check out and get a free Arduino modulino, which is that one that has the I2C quick compatible connector on it. So would you like to tell us a bit about that?
Sure. Yeah. So when I was planning what I was gonna share for our Arduino Days event, I was trying to decide whether I wanted to use something with the Q or the R4, and then I thought, the Nesso is kind of a very nice all-in-one unit, and so it's got the nice display. I mean, the R4 obviously has the LEDs and everything and Wi-Fi capability. But I went with an Nesso just because I thought, if this is something that people are going to take away with them at the end of the workshop, this is like a cool little thing. It's got a battery, it's got a screen, it's got Wi-Fi, and it's also got the modulino connector. So I ordered half a dozen of these and half a dozen different modulinos so people can easily add temperature, or I think the light sensor was sold out, motion detection, and a couple different things like that. And then they could make their own little, thing that they can stick on their wall to show what the temperature is, or to go off when a person is detected, or things like that. So that's what I'm going to be doing for my Arduino Days workshop.
Sweet.
I don't know because of that lovely discount, and you can too if you organize an event.
Nice. I think I talked over you for a second there, but while we've got a pause here, I also want to mention this Arduino Starter Kit R4 that is up here now. Speaking of the modulino, which David has been showing me a bunch of this modulino stuff, and I haven't used it myself yet, but it looks very exciting. I love all these plug and play things, and so that's another thing that you can get in on right now with the Arduino Uno R4 Wi-Fi, which has one of those adorable LED screens. Okay, I gotta ask you folks, how do you choose which color of LEDs to put on the LED matrices? Because the Q, right, has a blue one, which of course is my favorite. David's got the comparisons, and David's been monocle spamming in his chat to try and
I've just been making it more classy, so that mine won't be more classy.
It's not gonna work, friend. But anyway, I'm just curious about like what goes into those thoughts, because Andrea, for example, you've got a 3D printer and a guitar in your background, so I know that you're doing some artsy, creative stuff. Like, surely you have opinions on this. Like, what do you think about it?
Oh, well, because changes helps. I mean, that was, no, I think that at the end was a different kind of usage of LEDs and having different colors to represent. So, I mean, it's a nice thing to change and see which users wants to have, and so that's not a real reason, and so of course blue is blue of our family and so that was a great thing, and so yeah, that's but I really like the blue one.
I don't know if this is a spoiler, but what color are they on the Ventuno Q?
Spoiler, I cannot tell you.
I could have sworn it showed it on here, but maybe it doesn't.
We look really closely in the video, but I don't actually see anywhere it's lit up.
Take a look. Take a look.
Come on.
Take a look. It's in
this will be the next challenge.
Website. It looks like blue. I think it's blue. That's my vote. Yeah, look, you can even see it shining on that.
That's just the Uno Q, though.
No, I think these are lit up. Oh wait, you're right. That's the
Uno Q.
Yeah.
You're
right.
This is the Uno Q.
Oh, I got deceived.
Yeah.
Does this one have a? It does have a matrix. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm going to try and not turn this whole thing into a treasure hunt to try and figure that out. But everyone, drop your thoughts in the comments. What do you think the LED matrix is going to be? Maybe we can crowdsource this. Otherwise, I'm going to spend like half of today on this. It's a problem. Okay.
Maybe it's RGB. I'm calling it now. RGB. I bet it's RGB. Imagine if it's RGB. How cool would that be?
I wish I'd had the cameras on so we could look at people's reactions. Say it again, David.
I wonder if it's RGB. Leo is just stone-faced. Andrea's trying to
that's because we
give away
gave
anything.
him time to prepare emotionally. So
too many spoilers.
We'll get you next time.
Yeah, we can have another session, so we will decide which was the winner.
If it is chartreuse, then I think Samtastico should get a prize of some sort.
But if you want to add color LED, you can buy a modulino pixel, and then you can plug a modulino pixel, and then you can choose any color you want.
Great cross promo.
Yeah. This is why I think that one was like lit up blue. But again, that was the Uno Q, as you pointed out. Amber or purple? Yeah. So again, you can always buy a modulino or get one for free with that deal, and add RGB colors of whatever you want. But yeah.
Yeah, by the way, the modulino are really, really smart. So I had a lot of fun, to create different projects, because you can really plug in. They are smart, so you can create a chain of different modulinos, and and that's super, super interesting. So unfortunately I don't have it here, but I create a project from my dishwasher. And basically, because I bought a new one, and I was used to have the the LEDs down to show if was running or not. And otherwise, my daughter will always open the door and say, "Hey, it's working." No, it's not working. I forgot to wash my dish. So I used a nano, and then with the modulinos, so determining the temperature, and based on temperature, I was lighting up the LEDs because the temperature was high, so it means that the dishwasher was running. And so this is really takes 50 minutes, because I just plug all the different modulinos, 2 of them, and with all the libraries that we have, it was really straightforward to create this small sketch. And so now I can know without opening the door if the dishwasher is going on.
Nice.
You said you used a nano. Was that the R4 nano?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because I think not all of the older nanos have the connector for the modulinos, but I know the R4 does.
Right.
But you said that the modulinos are smart, and I mean they really are. There's Grove connectors and quick connectors and things like that, which are leveraging I2C, or I think some of them maybe even use SPI or UART, but
Mostly I2C. Yeah, I was just working on this recently.
But if your nano board doesn't have the quick connector, then you can buy an Arduino Nano connector carrier, and then you can plug
it's got
your
like 6 of them.
connector carrier. I want to show you a project that I did a few months ago with modulino and Nano 33BLE.
Oh, that's our favorite board. Alex and my favorite Arduino.
I love that one so much.
Yeah.
With the BLE sense on it.
I developed a neuralizer. Do you remember what is a neuralizer in Men in Black? It's
somehow I don't remember. I don't know.
It's a device. A device to cancel the memory. So it's a memory wipe device. And I built this memory wipe device using Arduino Nano 33BLE, the Nano connector carrier, and modulinos. So I use modulino buttons and modulino pixel to build the neuralizer, and then I created this 3D device to create a neuralize memory of people. But it's a joke. But I created this device that you press a button and then you enable. You enable the LED of the pixel, and with the mobile phone you can change using the Bluetooth the color of the pixel, of the LED pixel. This is my blog. So this is my Medium blog in which this is my Medium blog in which I share example about Arduino, and not only Arduino, but in general AI project, Arduino project, hardware project. And this is an example of how you can combine together an Arduino Nano connector carrier, an Arduino Nano, and some modulino.
You should have brought that project with you today, and then you could have wiped our memories so that we wouldn't remember all the spoilers.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's true.
I have the device on my desk.
Uh-oh, no, don't do it, no. Everyone look away.
If you neuralize us, you have to give us more spoilers. That's the deal. I also have to mention that...
I'm Andrea Richetta. I've been neuralized. So nice to meet you all.
Welcome to the live stream.
Hey, everyone. This is our second preview live stream for Arduino Days. Oh man, it's worth mentioning also that David did a modulino project recently on our show Dayglow, which is where we go live for multiple hours, where we actually get to explore more deeply some of the hardware that we like rant about on screen when we do like unboxings and stuff. I'm trying to remember which episode it was.
The Alvic, wasn't it?
It was the latest one. Okay.
Some into the Alvic.
So our most recent episode was Arduino Alvik Adventures, where we looked at these adorable robots and got to actually dig into them. You can find these at dayglow.show on both David's and my channels, and there's all this other cool stuff. But it was a really fun time, and we also had a couple of folks from the Arduino team jump in on the chat near the end to help with us with a couple of things that we were working out. So that is sort of David's and mine regular thing. It's about time for us to wrap up here. I'm going to go back through our tabs and show people some of the websites that we looked at. Leonardo, feel free to... Oh, did you share your blog link, your project link? Yes, perfect. Okay, I'm going to drop this in our public chat for my channels, and I'm also going to pull it up as a tab so we can look at it. But yeah, here we go. The neuralizer. It's here. You can go to Medium and find Leonardo Cavagnis. Also, we've got, of course, the main Arduino Days page coming up on March 27th and 28th. That's next Friday and Saturday, unless I'm wrong. You can go check out all the events on the map here. Go check out the FAQ. You still have time to add an event, show up with pineapple pizza, and you get extra points. Sorry. Can't help it. So if you go to the main Arduino page at arduino.cc, you will find a link to the Ventuno Q information, as well as you can also find info on the Arduino Uno Q, which is already out in 2 and 4 gigabyte models. You can find the local prices for your country. There's also a main page with more information about the Ventuno Q. On the blog, there's all kinds of interesting stuff going on. There's stuff about the Edge Impulse integrations. Also, one we didn't mention, you can turn your smartphone into a camera for the Uno Q. Then we've got OpenClaw, like David was talking about. You wrote this post, right?
I did.
Yeah,
You
nice.
wrote about David Groom in the third person. I actually wrote it.
Then we've also got this local weather station project. And then we've got the ongoing contest. So if you want to get one of these for cheaper or for free, you can go to apply for hardware and build your project with it. Basically, you submit your own idea for what you're going to build with it first. And then, the coolest ones, maybe get some hardware. And then that's through early April. Go check out this store for up to 25% off deals going on right now and get a free modulino of your choice. Very fancy. And here's the Nessa we were talking about and the Arduino starter kit with some of the modulino modules. Nearly there. There's this, the bricks are on GitHub. You can find more about the Arduino App Lab bricks with Python compatibility. Tons of info on there. And then, of course, go to dayglow.show for David's and my monthly-ish show where we go off the rails for 3 or 4 hours on a piece of hardware. And
Actually, aren't we going off the rails next week?
We are going off the rails next week.
That.
We're planning that already. It's next Thursday, and we're going to be looking at a bunch. This is actually a spoiler. We haven't published this yet, but we're going to be looking at a bunch of different, like, DIY pen testing pocket module type things and anyway, stay tuned for that. We're going to be announcing that very soon.
Did you mention the Monday session? I can't remember in that long list if Monday was in there.
Oh yes, I did not mention that. Let me pull it up actually. So on Monday we have our final of these 3 little sort of early preview session interviews. And that's going to be with, I might be mispronouncing his name actually, but I thought there was an accent. Julian Carolinares, who's going to be our guest on there. Feel free to correct me on your pronunciation when we hang out and ridicule me when that does happen. But I'm trying to pull it up here. The event is already up there. I'm going to dump the link into the chat. Here we go. Sorry, one moment.
We arranged our guests in order of height, so that's why he didn't have to go on Monday.
I'm being so slow with this for some reason. Here we go. Okay, so you can go check out on either David's or my YouTube. Just go get ready for that. You can, I think, get notified when it's going to go live. That one would be a half hour earlier, starting at 10 a.m. Pacific / 5 p.m. UTC. and then everything in between, like some unimportant people in the Eastern time zone. I don't know. There's some people out there.
And in that picture, Julian is to scale in that picture. That's why I'm looking up like that.
Also, JK, I love my Eastern time zone peeps. All right, cool. I think we got through everything. Thank you for reminding me of that, David. That's going to be our third and final one. It's next Monday, and then the event itself is the 27th and 28th. Scroll down into the description here to see all the links for that stuff, and we'll catch you soon. Thanks for the spoilers, folks. Oh yeah, your porta fortuna. Oh yeah.
Bye-bye.
See ya.